I'm finally back. I know it's been a while. For anyone who watches my videos or has subscribed to my channel, thank you. Sorry I've been MIA for so long. It'll probably happen again because consistency is my biggest issue, but I'll always eventually return. So thanks for being patient with me. Was that cringe? Does that count as a YouTube apology? I have no idea where the line is. You can tell me. Either way, I haven't had a lot of time to do video stuff, and I've actually missed it. It was kind of nice to confirm that not only do I like doing this, I find it fun, but I miss it when I don't get to do it now. Maybe I've become so antisocial I need this now. You guys are my connection to the world. Embrace the pressure. I still have some footage that I'm going through from a while back. It's just not ready. One of the things that's slowing me down is I'm trying to make slightly longer videos, and for anyone who's done video editing, you know the more footage that you're dealing with, the more time editing takes. It exponentially increases. And because I'm learning new things and testing out new methods, I'm running into a lot of hiccups. So this might actually be the biggest break in posting to posting. Hopefully I can be more consistent once I have everything really figured out. But at least I have the pride of doing everything myself. It's great. I love it. I'm evolving like a Pokemon. I am Ayachu, which is actually really appropriate because I sneeze a lot and everyone makes fun of me for my adorable girly sneezes. I'll leave one of my sneezes in a video at some point for you guys to all make fun of me. It just has to be one where I look okay. Anyway, so much has happened since the last time I uploaded. I'm not going to go over it all. This is not an extensive list. These are just the highlights. Internet and cell service were down in a lot of northern Canada because of forest fires in the south. The cold, gray wasteland of early spring has been replaced by the slightly greener utopia of thank fucking goddess summer's on its way. I dropped a jar of gesso in the store, and the white liquid all over my pants and shoes made the remainder of grocery day somewhat awkward. It's not an extensive list of everything, those are just the highlights. But let's talk about internet and cell service going down, because that's the most interesting part. Like I said, they went off in a lot of areas of northern Canada because of fires in the south, and people had no idea when either of them were coming back. I was preparing for the long haul. As it turned out, they were only off for like a day and a half, the majority of a weekend. That'll be last weekend or the weekend before, depending on how much time I have for editing this. First off, credit where it's due, Elon Musk's Starlink came through for individuals and companies who had it. It's a good backup. If you want to be mad at a rich person, choose one of the thousands laying on a beach somewhere doing fuck all for humanity. Second, with no way to contact police, fire, or ambulance services, I'm happy to report the Purge didn't happen. Apparently, angry people in my area are not sadistic, opportunistic murderers, and I feel better about that. It's just nice to have that confirmation. Bit of faith in humanity restored. We had emergency spots around town where ambulances were parked in really visible areas in the major neighborhoods, and it seemed like a pretty good system. I hope it worked out for anyone who needed them. Third, other than needing to run to emergency spots or flag down emergency vehicles if we needed help, a lot of people said they enjoyed not being contactable for the majority of the weekend. I heard a lot of people say it was peaceful and quiet for them, and they kind of liked having to be social in an old school way. They got a taste of what my life is like because I never chat online or answer my phone. I occasionally text or message with friends or family if I don't see them very often, but it's a rare occurrence. I am an in-person sort of person. And after this experience, I gotta think it has something to do with mental health. I've got a lot less stress in my life than most people. I've designed it that way. And maybe this is a bigger factor than I even realized. Because I just saw a whole whack of people grateful to be forced into a situation that I choose because I'm a hermit. Ignore your friends and family more often, I guess. Now, to be clear, I am not saying that. But maybe prioritize spending time with people in person and make it known that you're not always available online or by phone. No internet or cell service caused a lot of danger, caused a lot of problems, so pros and cons. Parts of it might have been good, but let's also not go overboard. It was like stepping back into the 90s. I loved it and hated it. It was kind of nostalgic. Actually, I didn't have a cell phone or home internet until my mid-20s, so this was actually like stepping back into the 2000s or early 2010s for me. You want to talk to someone? Can't get them on the phone? You gotta drive over to their place and hope they're home and in a good mood. You put the effort in before you get confirmation that something's happening. That's how people know you care about them. That's a life lesson in relationships many people have never learned, and maybe our society's just not set up to teach it right now. Maybe we need a little of that back in society. Not a lot. I don't feel like ignoring people tapping at my window the same way I ignore them online. But just a little bit of that old school sentiment. A dash of showing up at a friend's place to see if they want to do something, even if it might not work out. Because I've run into a lot of people who over one weekend had that experience again, and they were so happy about it. Maybe just certain hours on the weekends for surprise visits. We can ease back into it slowly. Fourth, you really realize how dependent your day-to-day life is on the internet. I couldn't upload homework, I couldn't do research, I couldn't answer business emails. My friends and I couldn't look up the names of actors in Cowboys and Aliens. Don't judge us, we had to pick a DVD. I had to go through the trauma of realizing I couldn't watch the next React video to Tool Academy. Life was over. My friends and I were talking about how we're so used to being constantly entertained and constantly able to look up information. And when you can't look up answers anymore, you realize how stupid you still are. It's humbling. I don't know if it's just me. I don't think it is. But it seems to me like so many of us humans, pretty much all of us, have gotten so much more arrogant and entitled and narcissistic in the internet age. And now I'm wondering if it's just a natural outcome to wandering around with unlimited information in our pockets, plus a lack of self-awareness. I'm going to pay more attention to that idea. How does a modern person's attitude change when they have to operate in the world without global knowledge at their fingertips? I've got a soul-crushing inkling that a lot of people think they're smart when really they just know how to look something up. Wires have been crossed somewhere. This isn't your brain. Your brain is infinitely less informed. Which, pros and cons, depending on what you're using the internet for and how you feel about it, could be a bad thing, could be a good thing. What does humanity look like all in one place, and what does it do to us when we look at it? Harsh lesson that I absolutely didn't need to be reminded of because I know everything. That's a joke in case anyone had the urge to take me down a peg. I'm 10 steps ahead of you because I know everything. It's another joke, calm down, I just got the reminder of how stupid we all are. All in all, it was an interesting situation. It was interesting seeing people's reactions to it. I kind of wish it had gone on a little bit longer so that I could keep journaling my notes about how I was responding to it and the thoughts that came up. But I love internet. I'm glad it's back. But it could always go down again. All right, that's about it. Glad to be back. Bye, guys.